Hi, I'm Victoria Ballou, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to tune into a global question with the Thoth Tarot, and that question is, where is the U.S. economy going? This is something that we are all wondering in one form or another. So we're going to take a look at it, and I'm very excited to do readings live like this with all of you because I'm shuffling the cards with you as you're watching and asking this question. I have no idea what's coming up, and we are certainly hoping for the best, but we're going to take a look because the tarot always tunes in to exactly what's going on energetically when we ask a question. So, where is the U.S. economy headed this year, the year 2022? Let's take a look. We're going to lay out a Celtic cross spread and see what answers come up. This is interesting. The Magician. This represents where we are right now, and it's the Amazing Magician. I'm laying down here on my Chartres Labyrinth. Of course, the Magician represents individual talent, unique skills, and of course, communication. So right off the start, the U.S. economy is in a situation right now that is unique. It is dependent upon communication, and we're going to look at the second card to see what crosses that situation. Well, this is also interesting. It's the Six of Swords. It's called Science in the Thoth deck. And what this represents is being very objective. This is talking about taking a very objective stance. And so, with the Magician being crossed by the Six of Swords, this is telling us that the economy is in a place where people and the energy of the economy itself is taking a very objective, no punches pulled stance. And what I mean by that is it is what it is. This is how it's being communicated. Of course, the Magician underneath represents very charismatic energy, full of energy. This is what the economy has been for the past several years. Now it's being tempered by this Six of Swords energy. So let's take a look at the next card. Well, now this is very interesting because here's the Four of Discs. In the Thoth deck, it's called Power. And this is the core foundation of the question that I posed. Where is the U.S. economy going this year? And this is talking about foundational matters, that this is truly at the foundation of what the U.S. economy is based on. So we're working with some very big, deep, robust energy here. So it could look good with this Four of Discs being these foundational cards. And of course, the four in numerology represents stability and the building blocks of things. And this being the foundational aspect of this question means simply that we're able to look at this from a very cornerstone point of view. This is talking about essential U.S. Economy matters here. Okay, so here comes the Princess of Swords, clarity. This is what has brought us here. We have come to this situation that we are in today as I record this because of clarity that is coming to us. Now, the Princess of Swords also represents rebelliousness. What this is saying is because of the Magician energy that we are seeing, that charismatic, quick energy, it's now being tempered by this clarity that is coming forth. Clarity that has this rebellious nature to it that is going to get to the heart of the situation and work on these foundational issues That is what we're looking at here. Okay, here's the beautiful universe card coming up in the position that tells us that we are all hoping that this turns out well for us, that we don't suffer any recession economically. This is putting our hopes at the highest of levels, saying that we want to move through this situation and level up, for the stock market to take off again, for people to be gainfully employed and making enough money to support themselves, for the housing market to be robust but not out of reach. All of this is represented by this universe card right here in the spread. Well, and I'm not surprised to see this, or Vesta. Oh, guess what? Let's scoot her over. All right. So here's the 5 of discs. This is the worry card. And this is in the position in this spread of what we will experience for the next coming weeks and next month or so. It is an outcome card. It's a short-term outcome card. And it says that we are going to be worried. I'm not surprised to see this card here. We are all worried right now in one form or another about some aspect of the U.S. economy. Even if you don't live in the United States, this has probably entered your thoughts at some point because it affects everything in a global nature. So worry, that is energetically the trajectory of where the U.S. economy is headed, into that energy of worry, where we're all going to be worried, where people who work with the economy, like the Federal Reserve and all of the banks and so forth who really pay attention to this, they're worried too, as well as those of us who are just going about our everyday lives. So this is an aspect that tells us that, yes, we do have some of that energy headed our way. Now, here's the Prince of Cups coming up. The Prince of Cups is all about following your heart's desire. This is all about being loved and be loved. It's interesting that this card should show up in this position in the spread, because this is what the tarot is telling us to do, and that is to love and to be loved. And I realize this is an altruistic answer right here, that it's talking about something that is not so concrete, and it definitely doesn't speak directly to finances. No, it's overarching into a much broader, more beautiful realm. And that is to move this energy, for us to move this energy, if we are able to tune into a place where we can love ourselves and therefore love others, and feel that sense of community around us, that we begin to move through this other energy. It begins to get unblocked. Like there is sticky energy there that we can move. This 5 of discs energy of worry, this we actually can move when we raise our consciousness up into this place of loving and being loved and following our heart's desire, which of course means feeling prosperous, not only with money, but within ourselves, spiritually within ourselves. That's what this Prince of Cups card is talking about. And that's exactly, I feel like that is exactly the higher consciousness approach right now. Okay, let's take a look. I really find this card interesting. It's the Art card. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's called Temperance. And what this card is talking about is combining two opposing elements to create an outstanding new third element. And you can see by the cool card here, the golden cauldron with the red and white creatures on either side, adding their individual ingredients into this cauldron to create the third, right? So This is telling us that some outside opposing forces are actually working hard to combine the opposition that they are bringing to the table to create something new. And this could take many forms, but ultimately what this is saying is that something new is coming. Something new could actually be here right now. By the placement in this spread, this says it could actually be here right now. That is going to affect the U.S. economy in a way that something brand new is being interjected, is being presented to it. I look at this as auspicious. I look at this as a very good thing. Okay, and so, next here we have the Five of Wands. It's called strife. This, again, tells us that we're worried about the economy on a personal level. This is saying that we are in the place where we're feeling the effects of inflation, that we're feeling the effects of supply chains not flowing like they should, of housing prices being off the charts these days. We're feeling that strife. That's what this card in this position in the spread is saying to us. And it is our hope that that strife gets lessened, gets reduced. And let's take a look at the final outcome card here. Wow, I am so happy to see this. Let me show you this. It's the Three of Cups, abundance. This is saying emotionally we're going to feel nourished coming up in the future. And when timing-wise, what this means is months down the road, but certainly it means that there is relief coming in a very emotional feeling way. These cups are overflowing with abundance, with things that make us feel good. To me, this says the fate of the U.S. economy, while we have a lot of worry about it right now, it's not going to continue for too long, even though I'm going to draw some clarification cards. I find it interesting that we have only one disc card here, the Four of Discs, which relates specifically to material things. All the rest of this, we have cups, which speaks of our emotions. No, I take that back. We have the Five of Discs too. So, yeah, we have two material aspects that we're looking at here. But then we have cups cards, and we have a sword card, and wands. So this is an overall look at us from a mental, physical, spiritual, emotional perspective, and the U.S. economy as well. So I'm going to draw some clarification cards so we can take a look and see if there's anything else that it wants to tell us. Well, here's the Empress. This works in conjunction with that Three of Cups, abundance for the outcome. Certainly, that speaks to nourishment and further abundance. Nurturing, very much on a nurturing aspect. Let's take a look. Well, Ten of Cups, satiety, fulfillment. This speaks of emotional fulfillment. The next one, valor. How wonderful. It's the Seven of Wands, valor. This speaks of integrity, courage, character. And finally, the Emperor. So, Emperor and Empress in the clarification cards. This is quite impressive because what we're looking at here is actually kind of surprising to me, because it speaks of us coming through, the U.S. coming through this energy of what we're dealing with economically right now, that while we do have worry ahead of us in the short term, in the long term, longer, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months from now, we are going to feel much better. This is a really excellent prognosis. This is going to help us move through. And again, let's remember, we have the Prince of Cups here as the suggestion from the tarot about how to handle going forward with this whole question. And it is saying to love and be loved and follow your heart's desire. So again, lifting up the energy within us personally lifts the energy globally. Even you doing that once today and holding that space for 60 seconds is going to contribute. And imagine if we all did that. Imagine if we could all do that and do it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and have that quiet time to just see the economy healthy, the U.S. economy healthy, the global economy healthy, and move in that direction of lifting us all up, lifting everything up into a place where we are living at our highest potential and spreading love and grace throughout the world. It will go so far in allowing this to actually happen. I'm really happy with this spread today, and I'm so happy that you were here to join me for it. I will be back with more spreads on our global situation very soon. In the meantime, if you have any questions, send me a note here because I'm very happy to answer them. And if you are looking to contact me directdirectly, sign up for my newsletter, victoriaballou.com.